Today I'm going to have a look at UV unwrapping, but just to make it simple I'm going to create a bowl that we're going to map a wooden texture around first. So this is what we want the finished product to look like. I shall add a circle, move that down. This is going to form the base of the bowl, and I'll just move it centrally just to give us some move it to about 0, 0 just there. So that's going to form the base of our bowl. I'm in user ortho, so I'm going to go to front and I'm going to go to ortho mode. Okay, so I've got a circle here, but that's actually a curve, so what I need to do is just convert that into a mesh. I've now got a mesh which I can work with, so I just extrude that mesh, bring it up in the Z, so bring it up to about here somewhere, and then scale that. I can get something that looks like a bowl. Now at the moment that's got no depth, it's got no thickness I should say, so all I've got is an outside edge. I've also not got any bottom to the bowl, so if I just select that bottom radius, so Alt and right click to select those link vertices, extrude those. I'm going to scale them, and then I'm going to merge them, so go to here and merge them at the centre. That's going to give us the bottom of the bowl. So now we've got something a bit like a bowl, but it's got no thickness or depth. So the next step is to give it some thickness or depth. Now I could have chosen a different technique to do this. I could have created one side and rotated about the axis, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select everything on it. I'm going to duplicate everything on it. So now I've got two sets of vertices in exactly the same place. Now I'm going to scale the set of vertices that I've just created, and you'll notice now that I've got two bowls which are pretty much the same, except one of them sits inside the other. So this is going to give me the thickness for my bowl. Now I can kind of play around with the edges of this, get them rounded, stuff like that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to lift this up slightly so my vertices match up a bit, so my bowl is going to be about this depth. So I was going to show you about selecting 4 vertices at a time and then creating the individual faces. However, what I'm going to do is something slightly different, which is if I hit Control and Alt and select those rings and do Shift and select them both. Now if I hit F now, what's going to happen is it's going to fill the interior of this with a face as well as this gap in the edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deselect 2 of the vertices and hit F, and you'll see that I've got pretty much the edge of the bowl with just a gap in it. So now I can just go fill that with another face, and I've now got a fairly simple representation of a fruit bowl. Could do a couple of things, so I could smooth shade it. You'll notice I've got a bit of a crease in here, so if I go back and do A and select everything in there, and then if I do recalculate the normals, you'll see that it sorts that out for me. So if I go, there's a few little creases and dings, but it's not too bad considering that it took us about 2 minutes to produce.